sorry, kiddo, I really am. You have a good soul. And I hate giving good people bad news.
I'm Tony, he's Mike, and the month of love is over, but our love for you goes on, so we're doing a viewer request for 1999 Detroit Rock City.
In 1978, when disco was on top,
I'm making it.
these guys partied to a different beat.
Hours from now, we're actually gonna be seeing Kiss, baby!
Don't you know what KISS stands for? Knights in Satan's Service.
Nobody's missing that concert tomorrow.
The night is young, filled with possibilities.
Beth? Yes?
You're the coolest.
Detroit Rock City.
It's a girl walking along the side of the highway. We should pull over and help her. I mean, they make scary movies that start out like that.
Hey, but they make porno movies that start out like that too, man.
So, just a heads up, Mike and I are both big Kiss fans.
Yes.
He's a bigger Kiss fan than I am. He was actually born on the day that Kiss Alive was released.
Yes.
So yeah, he was genetically predisposed to love Kiss. I had to hope, I had to walk into it on my own. I had to find it for myself. But we both, when we do karaoke, we have a whole Kiss lineup that we do.
Yes, we do.
So yeah. So what you're about to hear may upset you. I'm just going to throw that out there for you. So, Mike, would you like to walk us through the cast?
No, because
Fair enough.
this is quick and dirty. We don't give a fuck about the cast. Just know this: Edward Furlong is in it. Shannon Tweed is in it.
Natasha Lyonne.
Yeah, you'll recognize all these people once you see them.
Yeah.
But the basic plot is this: we got our 4 teenage boys. We got Hawk, Lex, Trip, and Jeremiah. They are in a Kiss tribute band called Mystery, and they got tickets to see Kiss, the hottest band in the fucking land. All right.
Yeah.
So the problem is Jeremiah has a
Holy roller mom. That,
and in the worst way, Kiss is the devil. It's Knights in
In the
Satan's
Satan's
service.
yes.
How can you listen to this devil music? Blah 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 blah, etc. etc. The mom accidentally plays a Kiss record. She's pissed off. Goes pick up Jeremiah, and
He grabs the wrong jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
And-
has the tickets in it.
Yeah.
I got him.
He's got him.
I must have taken Trip's jacket by mistake.
And the mom finds the Kiss tickets, and she's like, "No, you ain't going to Kiss. Burning these tickets." And then to boot, she takes Jeremiah to a Catholic school.
Yes.
Where he's supposed to stay for.
It's a boarding school, yeah. He's supposed to be left there,
Yeah.
where he can be saved by the cheap priest who doesn't tip for pizza delivery.
$10, and I'm donating your tip to the church.
The Lord thanks you.
There's a radio contest that happens to be giving away Kiss tickets, and the idiot in the quadruple, the idiot in the group, he somehow manages to win it because the trivia question is, can you name the real names of the members of Kiss? And he knows that.
We won! We're going to Detroit, man!
And so they decide that they're going there, and they got backstage passes, and they're going to grab the Volvo, and they're going to go and pick up their buddy, and they're going to head to Detroit for the concert, and then Kiss shenanigans ensue.
Yes.
When you watch this movie, you can most definitely tell that this is intended to be a love letter.
Yes,
specifically to Kiss fans. I'm sure that the fact that Gene Simmons was one of the producers on the film has a lot to do with why they did and didn't do certain things with this. But the greatest sin of this film is Edward Furlong is the most annoying fuck on the planet, okay, number one. And number two, his entire story arc, actually all 4 of their story arcs, really cuts Kiss fans out to be really shitty people. We'll get into that more.
Okay.
And then
one of them... True.
Yeah, more than one, but we'll get into that. But then Edward Furlong, they get into a fight and they all decide that every man for themselves and they're going to go and try and get Kiss tickets. And so he goes into this strip club for amateur night.
Check it out over there. There's a little contest going on. You take off your pants, shake your wee-wee, you get $100.
You're going to tell me that Shannon Tweed is going to be sitting in a bar sending Edward Furlong drinks and then giving him money and making love to... Bull fucking shit. No. First off, Edward Furlong looks like a poor man's Norman Reedus, okay?
I have no idea who that is.
Norman Reedus is the greasy guy that plays Daryl Dixon on The Walking Dead. He looks like somebody that doesn't know what a bath is. And Edward Furlong is no different. He has that, like, I've theoretically heard about soap and water and hygiene, but I've not experienced it for myself.
Now, here's the funny thing. Edward Furlong, it was like that generation's version of Jackie Earle Haley. He was kind of that cute little kid.
Was
and
he?
Then, huh?
Was he?
Yeah, in Terminator?
Yeah, okay.
Terminator 2? But he no.
Kelly Lee was actually, okay, he could act. He actually could deliver a convincing performance, and you wanted to like him. Even though he was playing a little asshole, you still liked him because you kind of saw through all that. Yeah. Edward Furlong, I thought he was the worst part of Terminator 2. I fucking couldn't stand him in that. It's one of the reasons why I think Terminator 3 is a better movie. Why? No Edward Furlong.
All I was trying to say is that he was the cute child kid actor that when he grew up, the looks did not translate into his teen and later years. Was all I was trying to get with that one before I got to that tirade. But now, that being said, what you're saying is 100% accurate. So
his best movie role was American History X, and it was because he was playing a snotty, shitty teenager. And hey, guess what? That's exactly how you come off. It's you played it close to home, and so it was a success. But Edward Norton was who really carried that fucking movie. So again, you just happened to luck into it because you were Edward Furlong.
So then we got Jeremiah, who loves this girl Beth, and of course her name's Beth because
Beth, yeah.
Yeah, and he runs into her at the at Detroit at the church, and they have a little confessional love.
Yes. Well, they have sex in a confessional, so it's all good.
Right, that's what I just said.
But he's actually the most likable character in it, and it's because if you grew up in that age and you were familiar with, the satanic panic and all of the, this is of the devil and that is of the devil and rock and roll is of the devil and Motley Crue. It's like, okay, they got that good enough. But it still was so heavy-handed. They were trying to overplay it for comedy, and none of it's really funny. The one thing that got a laugh out of me was when she got him new clothes and she busts out that Kmart box, and then he shows up in his matching Garanimals.
Hey, dork!
I laughed. I laughed really hard at that one. But then you have the stoner. God, what is his name? Yeah, and he's like just dumb as shit and annoying as shit, and it turns out that they didn't get the tickets because he didn't bother to stay on the phone long enough to actually, give his name and telephone number so that they could verify that he was the winner when he went to pick him up.
I actually like that aspect of it. It's hilarious.
Get your full name, information, and trip. Oh, man, you didn't hang up on me, did you? What kind of total moron would hang up after winning Kiss tickets?
And it's so appropriate for that character, because that character is an idiot. He's a bit of a moron. So, of course he would hang up before he gave his information.
And his plan to get tickets to go to the concert was to go find some kid and kick the crap out of him and take their tickets. And so he goes and he finds what appears to be a 10-year-old kid, and he's going to steal his tickets.
Okay, booger, your Kiss ticket or your life?
No, really. My brother's hanging on to it for safekeeping.
But at the same time, that little kid was a little bastard also, because he calls his buddy Chungo.
His brother. His older brother, Chungo, yeah.
Hey, Chungo!
What a great name, by the way. And they extort him.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. I really wanted things to work out for you, my Weasley dim-witted friend. You got spunk. Chongo.
So I'm not trying to 100% defend Trip because it's not worth it. But the little kid and his older brother are assholes also.
Oh, absolutely.
And they get what's coming to them after they beat up Trip and take his money.
They do.
Hey, it was those assholes right there. They stole our tickets. In there, you'll find my Kiss Army picture ID and $150 cash. Out of here.
Tisk, 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 my midget Weasley friend. I was really hoping things could work out for you, you know? You got spunk.
So there's still Lex, whose Volvo gets stolen after they go in and try to get the tickets and find out that they didn't win.
Yeah.
And the girl that was in the Volvo,
Natasha Lyonne,
is gone too. Well, Lex, I guess, stumbles upon this, chop shop, and there's dogs there where he befriends the dogs, finds the Volvo there, and then finds the girl, and then saves the day.
Yeah.
Tear these grease monkeys a new asshole!
Really, there's only one despicable character in here, and that's Trip.
Well, Trip is despicable, but when they're
but the rest of them are just
when they're driving down the road and Natasha Lyonne has been dumped by her disco friends on the side of the road. She's walking and like, you know, there's that whole, hey, porno start like this.
They make scary movies that start out like that.
Hey, but they make porno movies that start out like that too, man.
And here, are you gonna suck her dick? It's like so gross. It was like just immediately took any goodwill I had for these characters and make me go, ew. And Natasha Lyonne's character is perfectly likable. She's not like mean and she's not doing anything to them.
Okay, Joe Burnout, let's get one thing straight here. As far as I'm concerned, good tunes is good tunes. Be it disco or rock or polka or whatever have you.
So I enjoy this movie for what it is. It's a silly stoner comedy. You're not supposed to take any of this stuff seriously by any stretch of the imagination.
I get that. It's not that I'm without a sense of humor. It's that this movie just isn't funny. You know?
I think you need to be in the right thing for it.
Is that what it is? Yeah. So I went in entirely too sober.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know. Edward Furlong, his whole character arc was Shannon Tweed. No.
Yeah.
No.
No, you're absolutely right. That's 100% not believable.
And let's not forget the fact that he like gets up on stage and then blows chunks into a pitcher and then does his dance routine. It's like, you know, the minute you started filling up a pitcher with vomit is the minute I don't think you would ever be able to get laid again in Detroit, let alone. I have notes.
Hang on.
No, go. Well, I'll drop them in as we go.
So anyways, yeah, you definitely got to be in the right frame of mind in this movie. Now, it doesn't excuse it. I mean, because any movie that requires alcohol or anything like that automatically makes it a crap movie.
It's as terrible as Paul Stanley's banter.
which is bad. But what I really enjoyed about this is the soundtrack. And there's a bazillion needle drops in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Too many.
Borderline. All of them work for me. All of them are appropriate.
They're all great songs.
Yeah,
Don't misunderstand this. The soundtrack, if I had to listen to the soundtrack, I would probably think, wow, this movie must be really good because the soundtrack kicks ass. But then to watch it in context, that's a whole different animal. And this whole like disco is dead, disco sucks, and only Kiss is real music.
But that was that era. That's accurate to that era. If you liked rock, you hated fucking disco, and it was on that turn. It was right before Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever dropped in 1977, same year that Star Wars came out, and disco was dying, and Saturday Night Fever re-energized the disco movement. It made it cool again.
So you can imagine then, like, oh yes, great, disco's gonna die, and like, fuck, it's still here?
Yes. And then the irony of this is the one thing that was an in-joke. You have to be a Kiss fan to even get this one. But they're talking about music in the back of the car with Natasha Lyonne, and she makes some comment of like, yeah, everything is going to be influenced by disco. And they're like, no way is Kiss going to do a disco album ever.
Disco's so fucking big right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Kiss did a disco song someday.
Oh, yeah.
Man, if it's one thing Kiss will never do, it's a bullshit disco song.
So Detroit Rock City opened in 1,800 theaters. It had a $17 million budget. It had $5.8 million box office. This was a huge bomb. Yeah. Adam Rifkin, the director of this, has somehow managed to fail upward unlike anybody I've ever seen ever. He started off, he went by Riff Coogan, and he did Psycho Cop, and he did The Invisible Maniac, which are both schlocky as fuck B films that are in the Troma vein of films. He went on to do a movie called The Chase with Charlie Sheen and Christy Swanson, which you might remember
that one
from it being on cable.
I enjoyed that movie.
That was a Riff Coogan. And then his big magnum opus and his most successful film, Underdog.
I have no idea what that is.
You remember the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a live action version with a real dog.
That was a thing?
Yes,
happened?
it was a thing that happened.
I do not remember this at all.
So Riff Coogan, Adam Rifkin, I don't know how you keep getting work, but somehow you do. So good for you. You do well. I'm sure that it didn't hurt that Gene Simmons was brought in to produce this film. Yeah. Gene Simmons has theatrical aspirations, and in the right bad film, Gene Simmons is...
It takes a man like me to be a woman like me.
Yeah!
This is true.
This
is true.
Now, Natasha Lyonne was in this film. This is very early in her career. But there was also Melanie Lynskey, who played Beth. Yep. And if you're a real cinephile, you'll know Peter Jackson did a film called Heavenly Creatures, and that was her first starring film. This was very early in her career. Yeah. And she's a spectacularly good actress. She was too good for this film, too good for this script. At least she actually got to be one of the decent characters in it.
But not too good for 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's in Yellow Jackets, by the way.
Yes, she is. So now let's talk about this supposed concert. Now, this concert was actually sponsored by WDRQ in Detroit. And this was part of the Alive 2 tour, which was their second live album drop, and they were touring for that one. Now, here's where the problem comes in, because Gene Simmons should have known this. They went through all the trouble of recreating the stage identically to what they had on that tour.
Okay.
Identically. What they forgot was that the concert dates for Detroit, Michigan were January 20th and January 21st at Olympia Stadium. What does that mean? That means that it was 19 degrees and snowing outside. And somehow they kind of, missed all that. But the Rockets was the opening act for that particular show. Just in case you were wondering how deeply I dug on this, it was also Paul Stanley's birthday that day, and they gave him a cake and a trophy, and Detroit Rock City was played as the second song in their encore for that set list. So there you go. I think I noted the fuck out of this episode. You're impressed a little bit.
No, I'm slightly disturbed. All right. Not a recommend, not a buy.
Avoid. This is an avoid. This is not even like if somebody you know is in the next room and this comes on, run in there and cut power to the television.
So
I really did not. I should have been able to enjoy this film. I should have been able to sit down and go, it's not great, but I legitimately just hated this movie.
Okay,
So-
we got it now. I mean, it's been fucking 20 minutes on the dot. We get it. You don't like this movie. So, he's right. It's not a good movie. But, a little weed, a little drink.
A little alcohol.
You like fucking orange juice? You will need it for this movie. But for me, if you like Kiss, if you like stoner comedy stuff like that, it's worth the watch. It's not worth the buy. No, absolutely not. But it's worth the watch.
Wait, let me
It's
ask you
fun
this.
enough.
Is it worth a rental? Or is it catch it when it's free?
No, it's a catch once free. Yeah.
I feel good. I'm better.
Yeah. So I mean, they can all be winners. So that's the risk you take when you do a recommendation. So I mean.
So thank you for the recommendation. We're happy for more recommendations. Throw them down in the comments below. I don't know who actually recommended this one, but
no, it's appropriate. Rockstar.
Oh, well, Rockstar, thank you for recommending this film. I'm sorry that I wasn't into it. I hope I didn't insult you if we happen to be disagreeing on this one, but let us know. Throw it down in the comments. We do read everything that you guys type down there, but anything else?
No, that's all I got. We'll see you guys next time.
We'll catch you next time.